it's difficult to stand by our convictions when other people think we are crazy. Confident that he spoke the truth, Paul did not back down from sharing the story of his faith in Christ. Following his conversion from persecutor to Christian, the Apostle Paul was a faithful and fervent disciple. He traveled broadly, spreading the good news and winning souls to Christ. In Acts 24, and in prison, Paul stands before the Jewish governor, Felix, facing false accusations that he incited Christians to riot against Jews, was the ringleader of a sect of zealots intent on overthrowing the Romans, and insulted the temple, its priests and custodians. Although Paul successfully defended himself against these charges, the Jewish authorities pressured Felix to leave him in prison, where he remained for 2 years. And that brings us to our key verse for today, which reads, "But Paul replied, I am not insane, most excellent Festus. What I am saying is the sober truth." Acts chapter 26, verse 25. Paul uses his appearance before Festus and Agrippa as an opportunity to present the experience that convinced him that Jesus was God's fulfillment of Jewish hopes. In verse 19, Paul's vision was auditory rather than visual. "I heard a voice." A supernatural light blazed and blinded him. Jesus' voice was Paul's vision from heaven. The God who was nothing to Paul became the God who was everything. Paul then gives one of the Bible's most important definitions of true repentance and conversion. First, genuine repentance begins with remorse for our sin and turning away from it. Second, characteristic of heartfelt repentance is a turn to God through faith in Christ. Third, the confirmation of honest repentance that gives one's testimony credibility is works meet for repentance. The best proof that true repentance has occurred is that our deeds match our words. Paul begins his defense by acknowledging God's help. That claim might seem ridiculous, considering he had been in jail for 2 years and was about to be sent to Rome for trial. But Paul felt that he'd experienced divine deliverance many times as he encountered hardship and persecution. More evidence of God's divine help was in Paul's skill in spreading Christ's message. He operated with the confident belief that God supported his success in sharing his faith. Although the Asian Jews accused Paul of abandoning the Mosaic law and the Jewish people, Paul held to the orthodox expectation of the Messiah as prophesied by Moses and later prophets. To Paul, Christ's life, death, and resurrection were essential for making God's love understandable to humanity. Festus's outburst was not unusual. Christian witnesses today shouldn't be surprised when they occasionally encounter charges of "you're crazy," "that's ridiculous," or other similar responses to our attempts to share the gospel. Paul's reaction wasn't to cower before rejection, resort to religious double talk, or waver from what he had said. Paul shows confident certainty in the trustworthy and reasonable nature of what he said. Likewise, Christians sharing their faith today should keep their confidence in God's truth without resorting to bitterness, argument, or anger. So here's our lesson. Paul had fulfilled his commitment and Christ's will for his life. Festus and Agrippa saw Paul's appeal to Caesar as a strategic mistake, but it was God's way, through Paul, of spreading God's message in Christ to the summit of Roman power. And so we learn that when God asks us to take a stand, we must believe God has already prepared the way. This week, let's pray and ask God to give us some holy boldness and provide opportunities for us to declare our faith appropriately, articulately, and with love. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing to iLights. Heavenly Father, fill our hearts with what we truly desire, for who we truly seek is you.